In this video, I'll be going over a related rates problem which reads, a ladder 38 feet long is leaning against the wall of a house. The base of the ladder is being pulled away from the wall at a rate of 7 feet per second. How fast is the top moving down the wall when the base of the ladder is 16 feet? With related rates problem, it's best to draw and label an image representing the problem. So, we have a house and a ladder leaning against it, and of course the ground. We know that the ladder is 38 feet and that it's being pulled away 7 feet per second, and also that the base is 16 feet. To begin solving, we're going to use the given find equation work method. We'll begin by giving variables to the image, x, y, and c. Now we can begin to write down the givens. C is 38 feet, x is 16 feet, and because the given 7 feet per second is related to the increase of x per second, it will be labeled dx dt. Now we determine what it is we are trying to find. Since the question asks how fast the top is moving down, we'll be paying attention to this side and labeling it dy dt. Then we have to determine the equation we'll be using. It's clear that the shape is a triangle and we're looking for the rate of one side, so we'll be using the Pythagorean theorem. X squared plus y squared equals c squared. Now we get to work. Because 38 feet will never change, we can immediately plug that into the problem. Now we take the derivative. The derivative is 2x dx dt plus 2y dy dt equals 0 because the derivative of a constant is always 0. Now we're trying to find dy dt, so we'll try to get that by itself. First we'll subtract 2x dx dt to the other side. So it becomes 2y dy dt equals negative 2x dx dt. Now we'll divide each side by 2y. dy dt equals 2x dx dt over 2y. Now this is where we plug in what we know. dy dt equals negative 2 times x, which is 16, dx dt, which is 7, over 2y. Well, we don't know what y is, but using the Pythagorean theorem, we can determine what it is by plugging in x and c. So, 16 squared plus y squared equals 38 squared. Then we can get y by itself. Y squared equals 38 squared minus 16 squared. To get y by itself without the square, we have to take the square root of both sides. Y becomes the square root of 1180, which can be reduced to 2 times 295. Now we can plug it back into our equation. So it becomes dy dt equals negative 2 times 16 times 7 divided by 2 times 2 times 295. Here we can cross out the two y's, to the two 2's, and we can simplify 16 over 2 to 8. And it becomes negative 56 over square root of 295. And we have to rationalize our fraction, so it becomes negative 56 over, or 56 times 295 over 295. And that approximately equals negative 3.260 feet per second.